What's going on, everybody? Pat from Obscure Reference here, and we are back with another episode of Opum. Today, we're reading chapter 1123, The Void Fortnite. Fortnite. Um, so you might just be noticing now, it's just me. And we might be using an old color spread because I don't know, I like colors. No other reason that I picked this, but it's just me today because John is out testing out some binoculars, and no, I'm not kidding. We'll probably be talking more about that on our streams moving forward, so stay tuned. Uh, so it's just me today, and I'm a little late because I'm also just a little bit hungover, but you don't need to worry about that. So without further ado, we are going to jump into things because I'm excited to see what's going on. I feel like we're getting real close to the end of this. Let's call it the Void Century arc. That is not what we're on. Egghead. I feel like we're really close to the end of this, so we're going to jump right in. Alright, so yeah, chapter 1123, The Void Fortnight. And we have Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Volume 11, Sentenced to Eat Odin with the Person They Hate. So these are the kids that were bullying her before, and then, yeah, Denjiro stepped in. So yeah, very cute. Very cute. Not sure where that cover story is going. I don't seem to recognize any of those kids, so we're just going to move right along. Okay. Come in, Egghead. What's happening? And you see the giant ship is leaving with the Sunny right next to it. You see a bunch of Marines are knocked out and lying on the ground. You see Snake, yes. Hey, wake up! The Straw Hats are escaping. She's trying to wake up the other Marines. You see Doll, who's still a child, by the way, and she's passed out too. Um, yeah, back to the Giants. Whoa! It's true. They're all knocked out, captains. No kidding. Was that even stronger than Red Hair's? There was no hostility to it. Luffy's like, haha, thank you, Giant Robo. And he's just screaming at the top of his lungs. Uh, you just see Robo. He's just standing there amidst a bunch of fire. He's not really moving or saying much, and Luffy's just laughing. He's, got to witness his final wish. Um, Alright, so then the two giants are like, then let's take advantage of their slumber and get the heck out of here. Ga ba 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 ba. I like the sound of that. Let's get going, boys. Set sail to Elbaph. And they're all cheering and screaming. Bonnie, it looks like, is hugging Kuma. Zoro's kind of just breathing a sigh of relief. Usopp's crying because he's finally reunited with his heroes, Dory and Broggy. I love that. We need more of that. And Chopper's just like, who are these people? Why is Usopp freaking out? And Nami's got a very shriveled up Luffy. So yeah, par for the course, I think. Um, what you said back there just doesn't sit right with me. And this is Sanji approaching the Stella below decks. He doesn't look too good. Was this what you wanted, Vegapunk? Was it? I couldn't hear everything, but you said some pretty outrageous stuff. Uh, 2 weeks ago, Egghead. Oh, we're getting a flashback. Interesting. There's an abnormality in the numbers from the power plant. Yes, I'm certain of it. Look at the change in the particle number density and neutron flux. You're just throwing words around. The amount of energy expenditure on the Seraphim has been inching upward. If that's a mistake in our calculations, it's a grave one. Huh? Wait, those aren't the numbers we confirmed, are they? The response rate is rising, but the power plant remains stable. Yes, which means that this data represent evidence that someone has stolen some of the mother flame. Really a typo. I think that's supposed to be represents. All the numbers regarding the power plant have been carefully manipulated to look normal, and the only one who could pull off such a feat is Vegapunk. Was it Lilith? She's evil. Oh, I've kind of walked through this. This is, oh my god, what? This is the good. I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy that got shot in the head, and there is Punk 4. I'm blanking on these names. John would be very upset right now. I'm sorry to say that we're the only three with airtight alibis. The amount of energy that was siphoned off is vast. So it was one of the remaining four then, like Lilith. And that's why you want us to put our brains on stealth mode? Yes, if this experience is shared with Punk Records, then the culprit will know we're onto them. 1 week ago. Oh dear, oh dear. I've identified the culprit. It's York. What? So they knew the whole time? And there she is sleeping. The information synced with Punk Records was all dummy memories. Even the video footage was faked. From the cam snails along the infiltration route. But why? For what purpose? Also, forgive me, Lilith. He was so dead bent on getting rid of Lilith, that's funny. I found evidence that the sea beast weapons were controlled as well. Traces of wiretapping white transponder snail usage detected. Found it. I successfully recovered the data of this long distance snail call. And then they're listening to the snail. Dr. Vegapunk is studying the Void Sentry. Huh? A transmission to Mary Joa. No wonder Cypherpole is coming to investigate so often. And, okay, so yeah, this is just a day after that. They say the kingdom of Lucia is gone. The details are unclear as of yet, but it could only be an omen. Pythagoras. It's Pythagoras. Keep a close eye on wireless transmissions and underground reservoir levels. I will. Do you think it's related to the stolen Mother Flame? I do. She must have used beast weapons to transport it to the government. If I may speak without evidence to back it up, I'm certain the world government is in possession of an ancient weapon. Certain? Okay. They've used the Mother Flame York gave them to activate it, so that's okay. That tracks. I don't know why I'm so shocked by that. Okay. We will see the grisly results soon enough. I know in my heart it is true, but I cannot go public with it. This is all my fault. I should never have tried to isolate greed from the human mind. Do you think that we could apprehend York to keep her from causing more harm? No, it's already too late. Whatever York is after, it doesn't matter. Anyone who learns of the Void Sentry will be eliminated. By recklessly handing over the Mother Flame to them, York has demonstrated her potential value. We would never have done such a thing without thoroughly determining the purpose and safety of it first. There is still time for us to flee, Stella. The Nariques are an escape ship, one that will evacuate all the residents of Egghead. It is too late for us, however. Secret orders have already gone out to various naval branches. They will hound us to the very ends of the earth, and to die anywhere else would be to die in vain. More importantly, Egghead has facilities and tools that O'Hara did not 22 years ago. I have the means to maximize the reach of my voice. The closer I get, the darker it looms. Just what is the world government? If I must die, it won't be for nothing. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. That's silly. We're both Vegapunk too, you know. We were thinking the same thing. Badass. The only question, Stella, is what death will accomplish. Indeed. There is one other thing we cannot afford to lose. The cloud plant that produces island clouds. Those clouds might be the foundation of humanity's survival after all. We're cutting to York. She's outside the big giant robot. Huh? What's the Stella doing here? Ah, York. Just doing what I always do. Giving the Mother Flame a little test run. If we can move this thing with it, it just might be the ideal energy source. That's true. I hope you finish your experiment soon. I do too. But that it stays incomplete is my only hope. 2 days ago, so just before the Straw Hats landed. Go ahead, we're recording. Ahem. Hello? Check, check. Is this on? Hello out there. Come in, world. Ahem. I am Dr. Vegapunk, a humble genius scientist. And we're cutting past that, back at the, by Emmett. They're going to be shocked by this, but it is the truth, and everyone has a right to know it. No one will expect that the transponder snail is hidden within here, and now it's set up to transmit upon my death. I'm like seeing all the behind-the-scenes stuff before everything went down. And to prevent anyone else from learning that we have arranged this little trick, I will be erasing this event from our minds. Clever. However, this will come at the cost of many other memories, such as York's betrayal and theft of the Mother Flame and the imminent threat to our lives. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. We will be startled anew by these things. Indeed. We will be frightened all over again. However, our plans will already have been laid, and the utter disaster that waits just around the corner, hee hee, why is Pythagoras laughing, is none other than our ultimate triumph. Why am I here? This is the memory mass testing lab. Wait, this is my handwriting. He could have written that. Good morning, gentlemen. You'll find that within your memory there is now a void fortnight. But it was done of your own volition. There are many surprises in store for you. Lol. Bro really hit him with the lol. But I will leave you with one piece of information. The world government knows about your research into the Void Sentry. What? They do? But rest assured that you've already put together the perfect countermeasure before you hurtle towards your glorious death. Death? Whose? Mine? And one more thing. I love the reactions. Oh, even the good. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking look his name up right now. Don't try and stop me. Shaka. There we go. Stella, Straw Hat, the Emperor of the Seas, just landed here with Bonnie. What? CP6 has landed. What? We're surrounded by Navy battleships. What? It's Admiral Kizaru and Saint Saturn. What? I want you to know, though we're going down to save. Okay, I want you to know, though we're going down to save Bonnie, I intend to remain down there. Huh? But you'll die. I don't want you to save me. Just leave me down there to perish. Huh? You got a death wish or something? Certainly not, but I feel like my death might cause something to happen. Hmm? It sure will. A bunch of people will be upset. I can't just let you die. And this is as they're going down the Cloud Road to save Bonnie. It's him, it's Atlas, and Sanji and Frankie. It sure will. A bunch of people will be upset. I can't just let you die. And this is Sanji thinking this. Pretty please. Oh, wait. No, this is the end of the flashback. Gotcha. Pretty please. And one other thing. When it comes to the One Piece, what now? I want your crew to be the ones who get it. Bro! Ah, that's awesome. Okay. If he's actually dead, that's a great line. Oh man, it's a great line anyway. A toast to uniting with old friends, and you just see Dory and Bragi, Oimo and Kashi, and let's see, Dory's holding up Usopp on his in his palm. He's just standing up like yeah, and then Bragi's got Luffy, and he's holding him up like this. He's all shriveled up still. Now, they what is that? I don't even know. Lar, Lar, I don't know. Onward to Elbaph, onward to my dream. Everyone's just laughing. Get, get. And that's the end of this chapter. Are we on break next week? We are not. So we might, I don't know if we'll hit Elbaph next chapter, but alright, let's go through this real quick. Just go back to the beginning. Just kind of scrub our way through this. It's honestly a lot to unpack, I think. From the beginning here, yeah, okay, actually, this is a good point. We should focus on that. Rings are still there. They're probably going to be there for a little bit longer. That's fine. Saturn, I believe, is still there too. But I want to focus on what Dory and Bragi were talking about with the hockey from Joy Boy that came from within Emmett with the knot that was untied. It's true. They're all knocked out captains. No kidding. And then Dory throws this out. Was that even stronger than Red Hair's? There was no hostility to it. So I have to imagine that it was stronger than Shanks' hockey, which is saying something, because that's all he has really. But there was no hostility to it is interesting. It makes sense because it's Joy Boy, and I think Luffy's ultimate power will come from that. Will be hockey without any hostility to it, which honestly it kind of fits Luffy's character, but it also I don't know, because he does get angry. There's no denying that. But anytime he's in his Gear 5th form, he's just laughing, jumping and bouncing around. Case in point, Emmett's fucking dying and he's just laughing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, the no hostility bit. I don't really have too much to say on that other than that's something I'm going to keep in the back of my head. I think we might be getting one more hockey upgrade for Luffy. Okay, so yeah, then they're just heading out. Love that Bonnie's just hanging out with her dad, and Usopp's finally reuniting with the Giants. Now, okay. Vegapunk, I'm looking at Sanji going and talking to Vegapunk, who's half covered in shadows. Visually, that tells me that he's dead. I have to believe that since we're not seeing his eyes, he's dead. Or it's Oda being coy and he's not showing us that he's actually alive. I honestly, for the good of the story, I kind of want him to stay dead. I think that would be more fitting. I think A, it's more fitting, or I think it's a good end for him. B, it kind of takes away the punch of this chapter and, the last few moments we had with him when he was alive. So I would be curious to see. I mean, he was living far longer than I thought he would. So, okay. but if he's alive, then that takes away the impact of that final line of the chapter where he's like, "I want you guys to get the One Piece." Uh, I don't know really what purpose he'd serve moving forward. I don't know. I just don't know if we need the Stella. I think having Lilith will be enough because I think the rest of the satellites, aside from York, of course, are dead. Um, so I think we'll just leave it at Lilith. I think having her and Stella. I don't know. We'll see. Oda could totally prove me wrong, and I'm totally fine with that. Um, so yeah, all right, and then we get the explanation for things that have happened and how things might have slipped under Vegapunk's nose. Turns out they knew all about it and they just set some countermeasures, and I think that's really super interesting. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think we already had confirmation that the world government used an ancient weapon to take care of Lulusia. Um, yeah, my only guess would be it's Jupiter. Does that mean Eneru's coming back? I don't know. I don't think so, but not well. He will, just not with the world government. But again, could be wrong on that. Um, hmm. So yeah, York the Greedy. Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, I do like this bit here where he's like saying I should never have tried to isolate greed from the human mind. That's just kind of showcasing his naivete again. That's been on display this entire time. So good to see that. That's I'm sure he's aware that that's his fatal flaw, but at the same time, it's like he's still doing it. Um, let's see here. Yeah. No, I really like this line here um, where Vegapunk's saying, "If I must die, it won't be for nothing," and then he's apologizing to Shaka and Pythagoras. And like that's silly. We're both Vegapunk too, you know. We were thinking the same thing. It's just a badass line. Badass turn for both those characters who, I like Shaka quite a bit. Pythagoras never really grew on me, so I think that's a good line for him. The only question still is what death will accomplish. Indeed. So let's see. And I like that, I mean, him putting this snail in the robot, I mean, we could have just implied that off screen. It made sense because that's kind of where we found him at the beginning of this arc, just hanging out with Emmett. But he seeing it here when York's like snooping around and stuff. It's interesting. Coloring in there, filling in the pages of stuff that I didn't necessarily have any answers to. Um, so yeah, then we go like right up to the wire when the Straw Hats show up. That's when he recorded it. That's pretty interesting, because like it makes sense. I figure that that was something that was recorded well before the Straw Hat showed up, not like the day of, pretty much. Um, Now it's set up to transmit upon my death or anything else. Okay. We will be. Yeah. I don't. Why is Pythagoras laughing at the thought of utter disaster just waiting around the corner, but he won't remember it? I don't know. Is this the memory lab? Yeah, the LOL and the note that Vegapunk left for himself, it fucking killed me. That's a great bit. It's dumb, but it's funny. Um, no, I like this. This is a really funny comedic bit where they wake up from replacing their memories, and they're just trying to figure out. They're being caught up to the situation. They're just like, "What? Death? Who's mine?" And then everything happens when CP shows up and the Straw Hats and Bonnie show up. It's pretty funny. It's a good bit because it's like you did this. This is your own fault. Oh man. Then we have Vegapunk telling Sanji, "Hey, don't protect me." It's an interesting bit. It makes sense, considering what happened. Let's see. One other thing, when it comes to the One Piece, what now? I want your crew to be the ones who get it. Yeah, that's awesome. Getting an endorsement from Vegapunk is not nothing. Ah, a toast to reuniting with old friends, and then we get this whole. I kind of want this to be a double spread, but I'm fine with it not. Hold on, who's on Baragi's beard? Who is that? Who is that? Okay, hold on. sure. I want to say that's Chopper. Yeah, that looks like Chopper. Who hasn't met Dory or Brocky before? So I'm just thrilled that he gets to meet Usopp's heroes now. Um, yeah. So okay, very good chapter. That kind of is kind of the denouement of Egghead. I think. I want to say that we'll get more of stuff like this next chapter. I think we'll get snippets of what's going on around the world, getting some teases for the next, or the next couple of arcs probably. Get an update on the Warlords, maybe see what Blackbeard's up to, or Cross Guild even. I don't think we're gonna arrive at Elbaph. If we do next chapter, it'll be the end of next chapter, because we can't go too long. We've been waiting for Elbaph for, oh man, if we go off of when those chapters were published, it's almost been 20 years. No, okay, so let's do the math here. It would have been, let's see, 130-ish would be the chapter numbers probably, which would put it like third year of publication, fourth year of publication, though it started in 99. So yeah, it's probably been close to 20 years that we finally get into Elbaph. That's kind of wild to think about. People talk about people, waiting 10 years for Luffy and Law's Alliance to actually come through, and we finally took down an emperor. Yeah, it's interesting to think about just the different time spans that we've had as fans throughout the lifespan of this great series. Okay. Oh, you know what? That is a fair question. What did Vegapunk know about Emmett? Because if he recorded the message before he wiped his memory and then put the snail in there, what was he doing with the robot then? I just saw a random comment there. That's an interesting point. Shoot, that changes everything. Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't remember putting the snail in the robot. He might have been experimenting with the power source for it. I mean, that's just a simple enough explanation. I don't think there's anything too deep to look into with that. I've been going about 20 minutes. I think we might start wrapping this up. Yeah, cool. Good chapter. Good resolution to Egghead. What a fantastic arc. Probably easily the best, I think, post-time skip for me. I'm not going to say it's the best arc, period, but it is up there, for sure. Great villains, great flashbacks, great cutaways. Everything's just kind of hitting on another level with this. So, yeah, shout out to Oda. Shout out to this arc. Looking forward to Elbaph. Looking forward to what else is in store for us before we get to Elbaph. Oh, big stretch. I'm all hopped up on reuniting with the Giants. That's very exciting. Alright, we can finally revel in that. So that's going to do it. I think we'll be back next week when the next chapter drops. And if there's ever not a chapter, you can expect John to ramble his way through a drunk recap of One Piece. I think he just got through Baradier, so prepare for our long park, but drunk. So who knows how that'll go. But yeah, in the meantime, we'll be doing more chapter discussion, reaction reviews, and other One Piece themed content. We also do live streams Mondays and Fridays with other various content in between. So be sure to stay tuned, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Made it to the end of the video. I'm proud of you. You know what else you should do? You should hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Be sure to tune into our live streams. Check out some of these videos that I've put up here around me for you to check out and enjoy. That is all.